What's going on, y'all? It's Jason Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As promised to you guys, bringing you another review from the Outside 2 drops on the URL app. And I had asked you guys, Footz versus Jerry or Trez versus Twerk, which one did you guys want next? And for the people that did reply to me, I got Footz versus Jerry pretty much unanimously as the next battle to review. Probably the most talked about. There's a lot of battle of the night talks after it happened, and it's a good battle. A lot of different aspects to break down. Like this one coming in, had Footz winning coming in the predictions, and a close one, but I expected this to be a good competitive battle just because Jerry has gotten a couple just like solid wins under the radar. Kid Chaos battle, late prep, not the craziest footage, but a good win for him, kind of put a dent in Chaos's momentum. The Luke Castro body bag before that, so he hasn't battled often, but when he does, it's great. Even the one-rounder versus Nitty, for what it's worth, you know what I'm saying, I thought he did decent in that. So then he gets Footz here, one of the top guys from UM4. And there has been so much shit talking. There's been people calling this battle clear, calling it debatable. And I have a lot of opinions on it myself. So without further ado, let's start out with Jerry starting rapping in the first round. So as I said, Jerry started out and he opened up with a James Brown bar, which was decent. A lot of Footz flips, which you would expect versus Footz anyways. But I just want to say that Jerry, who is, I feel like, always considered in that kind of performer category, is in this weird spot where if I asked you what Jerry Wess is categorized as a battler, puncher and angler and this and that, I don't know if you could give me a straight up answer. I think he does a little bit of everything. He doesn't do anything at like a 10 out of 10 elite. Like Jerry's one of the best at these, but he does everything at a 6 to 7 out of 10. He's like the Swiss Army knife type of mid tier. With a pretty good record versus top comp, right? So he starts out with the James Brown bar, then he gets the it'll be hard to get Footz out, like them red boots. That was fire. You like the ghost from Mario, you don't move until people's backs are turned, and then form that into a Yoshi bar, not Yoshi off of Mario. So a little half Mario scheme there, which is something that he did a couple times in this battle. He brought up a topic and he did like 2 or 3 little sets of wordplay for it. It's not a scheme, but it's like a quick bar that 2 or 3 references, and then he moves on to the next topic. So pen-wise, covered a lot of ground in this battle. I had your girl so wet that when she woke up, she had the Soul Stone, fire, copper bullets, copperhead, like the Waze app. You see the cop head on the Waze app. I thought that was fire. He had a Footz, them dogs was barking, kind of funny flip. Your sister and your mom's, me getting jaws back to back. It's Shark Week, decent. I like that. I can always go back and hit this pussy like my BM. Crowd cheered heavy for that one. That one, man, fire. Y'all ever seen the emblem on a Rolls Royce? It goes down in my hood. I even thought that was good. So his first really doesn't have a lot of haymakers. Last bar here, he had a Spider-Man bar. If he's smoking weed, I'll smash his Mary Jane like the Hobgoblin. He'll never get that Peter roll again like Tom Holland. So cool little, like I said, not a scheme, but like a little 2 to 3 reference bars of Spider-Man at the end. And Jerry has a pretty good first overall. Like I said, lack of haymakers, but a lot of strong jabs, kind of like 6 or 7 his way, all the way to a good round. And then it goes on Footz, and off rip, Footz has like a slow build up to this Victor Sweet bar, but it's kind of worth the payoff. It doesn't hit like a full-on haymaker, but it's heavy enough. Pump in the car, spontaneous, fire, goes into a bunch of pockets, which we know is what Footz is kind of his strength. There's a lot of things as a young prospect he's looking good at. He has the creativity to write good lines, performs the hell out of his material, definitely never lacking on that stage, but the pockets at which he raps at, and the pure rapping ability is clearly something that he hangs his hat on. As he gets to the pockets right after that, I get right up on Jerry, his press coverage, the whole way he performs it, walking up on him, the cadence with it. It's just a lot of this class is game ready, man. Klutz, Flair, Footz, that's how I'd say it. Usually you need a couple mid-tier wins, this and that. Nah, these guys are ready for big battles off rip, and they've showed that. The primetime bar, Stop Jerry primetime, was fire. Get You Killed by the Dyke. If Footz hesitate, then the stutter step, fire. The hospice unit, he has a flow leading up to this hospice unit bar, so he's really rapping. And while I like Jerry's first jab wise a lot, I think Footz is giving you a lot more all-around game in this first. I'm gonna leave Jerry under one condition: paralyzed. Probably the haymaker of either of the rounds, like kind of that top level bar. And then he still has the sending prayers on Muslim, sending prayers to West. Mukbang, he's going to be on a feeding tube. good creativity, mukbang feeding tube. It's like those little lines right there, very simple, but very almost like how has no one thought of that yet. You add the paralyzed haymaker. You add the performance and rapping ability, which I felt like he was doing more than Jerry in the first. And for me, I pretty comfortably gave Footz the first round of this battle, and then we will go into the second round. And the second round here, although down 1-0, for Jerry, this second is really the talk of the town. That's because this is one of the better Jerry Wess rounds you're really ever going to hear. He has an EMT joke to open it. And then from there, Footz swole, he got gout. Fire. The energy, that not only is that bar fire, right? But the energy Jerry starts rapping with following this, it's night and not. I'm not gonna say night and day difference because he wasn't lackadaisical in his first, but his second, you can just tell he's in a different type of zone. You know what I mean? The flat foot. If I leave you flat foots, it's gonna hurt soul. Fire haymaker going into flare soul 2 in there. It's fucked up. I got the EMT in the hospital on his day off. So now he's just chaining haymakers. That's 3 of them right there. He's just bombing. Landmine. Foot's the reason all y'all fucked. Fire. I mean, he's kicking Footz's ass, right? So he's 4 or 5. I mean, great heavy lines put together. He gets into this color scheme, and it's funny because at this point he had so much momentum that realistically anything he was going to rap was going to get reaction. The color scheme it's kind of hard for me because at the base, just naming colors and word association, it's just not that good. It's just not that creative. There was a couple bars in there, like a fuchsia no, indigo, back to that. Like, there was a couple colors that it was kind of cool reference, but orange you, blue me when I read the shit. It is pretty basic. It's one of those things where it scores. I don't think it scores like the haymaker was reacting to in the building. He's naming colors, but it's definitely decent. He's already having like an all-star flash type of round before this. He had a Zelda. She Zelda, and she didn't even link. Something of that nature was a link Zelda bar, which was fire. Put Footz in a sleeper hold. It looks like the ankle lock. That's just dope bars like that, man. His Footz flips were potent. He had a Pokemon scheme in there, similar to the color scheme. I just didn't think was that crazy, but it's kind of funny. The scheming is where I thought he went a little wrong. Prefer if I don't see Jerry scheme again after those two, actually, but it does not change the fact this is a 9, if not a 10 out of 10 round. Even has a call out for real sick at the end. What's the easiest way to get real sick? Through Footz? Crazy, man. And Footz has a decent second. He has a rebuttal about the landmine bar to start his second, which completely misses. He even was funny about it, like, that missed. He is a Copperhead bar of his own. Copperhead prostitutes instead of the Waze app. Copperhead prostitute. Thought that was clever. We're workhorses like the Amish. Speedy Gonzalez bar, and then probably his best bar of the second, Pap Smear. It's an inside job. How we get guns in here? Pap Smear. It's an inside job. So decent second from Footz, but just less to cover here because he clearly lost the second. I mean, Jerry's second is the reason people are talking about Jerry so heavy about this battle, no matter who you have winning. It's the peak of the battle, and while Footz had a good second, it was clear that Jerry won the round, which made it, for me, 1-1 going into the third and final round. And as for the third round, for me, even though I see the app has Jerry even edging the first just off reactions, I personally thought Footz pretty comfortably got that first. But the third, for me, is what the battle comes down to. And you have Jerry starting off with a Heisman rebuttal, and so now Jerry's rebuttaling right, and it hits. It hits really effectively, Heisman Footz. He said, I'm trying to remember, he called him a parasite. You're like the Eiffel Tower. You're a parasite. Little OBC there. I've definitely heard the Paris site before. Okay, though, talking about you got to scam the right one. My name is Jerry Wess. I scammed the white one. So now he's getting to his scammer bars in the third, which, when Jerry doesn't scam, like, I've seen him rap all 3 rounds about it. I've always wondered what this scamming kind of area for him would be. But in these last few battles, you look at Lou Castro, you look at Footz, who maybe draws some similarities to Lou, so maybe that's why it worked, but he's using the scamming stuff actually really effectively. I feel like all the scamming bars I've hit in the last couple battles since he's kind of confined the material. Headlock, countdown, headlock on your mom's mom, countdown on your gram, it's your birthday week, decent. He is a footsie bar. It's actually dope, which is kind of funny because it's a footsie bar. What would you know what I'm saying? It sounds kind of corny, but like I said, he was very creative with the Footz flips, executed them to a T. He had a side mirrors bar that was dope, kind of back in his jabbing bag. He had this corporate company scheme, naming all these different, revenue. I think revenue was one of the things of wordplay. Revenue, income, just going through this whole, kind of company system. Same way he did with the Spider-Man stuff. Same way he did with the concept before that, which is like 3 to 4 references. So that was dope. Since we're checking temperatures, I got to test the water with Footz first. I like that he called out rock clips. He's like, I want these big plates, but if we're checking temperatures, like I said, I'll test the water with Footz first. I like that. Creative. Pistol whip the gun of fold on him like Young Thug. Fire. The credit card bar, kind of like another like mini scheme, 2 to 3 references. Didn't really like it that much, but then he finishes his round with pick a card, any card. He picks out, pulls out all these credit cards, definitely to his persona. That was fire, and ends it with a sound prop saying, when you call the EMTs, you're just going to hear Jazz's voice. Play 911, what's your emergency? And it's Jazz's voice. You know how Jerry is with the sound effects. So Jerry's third put together, more performance, brings in the sound effect right. Not as good as his second, but still a good round. And Footz's third is really good too. Only foot prop I need is for elevation. I'm a dog any vet like Jodeci, dog and any vet, dog any vet. I like that. Shots at all of EF. He had the shots at all of EFB scheme where he like took a shot at JC, Gotti, everyone, and then ends the bar. You know what I'm saying? Or there's a double scheme. He said all the EFB names, and they all were like Muslim references, and then ends it with, that's an Akbar. So pretty cool all the way around. Shows his little bit of layered writing too. Like I said, he's fire. Put a dent in Fedora. I'm going to put a dent in his top. 2 seasoned Antarctica. So he's getting in all these pockets now. He is this Trap Talk, which was like a drug bar, Pet Smart bar. That was good. Good. Great lean, good act like Denzel, fire, 07 Falcons. All my plays got done out of Vic. Very underrated in the building. That bar is fucking fire. He is this, then at the very end, he is this bar going, shouting out Kells, you know what I'm saying, KMM's manager, talking about BDSM. She came from the struggle. So Jerry ends his third on a highlight, even though not directly, or Footz ends his third on a highlight, even though not directly at Jerry. Super, super, super debatable round, but personally, I edged Jerry Wess the third. So I did give Jerry Wess this battle 2-1 edge. To me, this is not a clear win for Jerry like I'm seeing from some people. I think Footz got the first. I think Jerry got the second. And this third, just by the bar-for-bar breakdown, I think similar to why I gave Footz the first, I feel like he showed more in terms of the performance, in terms of just all aspects, and brought more energy. And after that second, I think the energy stuck with Jerry, and I think he performed up to Footz's level, if not just better in the third, which is crazy since I don't think, first of all, I think all 6 rounds of this battle is really good. There's a reason people are hyped about this battle, and it's like a 51-minute battle, so the crowd obviously liked it too, right? But I think Footz was good and thorough all the way through, and I think the first time I've watched it twice, I gave this battle to Footz 1 and 3. And anyone that has Footz first and third, I don't think that's crazy, because I don't think Jerry clearly won this third. But one thing I will say that you'll see for watching it for yourself is Footz's third is about 10 or 11 minutes long. And I love the pockets. Like I said, we praise the pockets a lot in this. The rapping ability, just kind of that long build-up system from him, or that momentum rapping. But when you have a round that's that long, as you can see, it wasn't as crazy as maybe even his first, which I think is Footz's best round of the battle, right? He kind of wrapped himself out of it. It's just a lot more dry space. An editing thing, which I think a lot of young talents go through. You'll see a lot of longer rounds earlier in guys' career. You just don't need a 10 or 11-minute round. Unless it's going to be your best round ever with all haymakers, you're going to do more damage to yourself with 3 to 4 minutes of material the crowd just doesn't care that much about. And it makes it look like your round is like 30 to 40% dry, and it's really not. You have more good stuff in there than bad. You can cut out a few minutes of the bad and be left with a more efficient round to the audience. But either way, however you call it, I still have Jerry 2-1 edge in a debatable, one of the better battles of the weekend, of the card that we've seen so far. I saw that Jerry was calling out Rock for his next battle. Definitely going to be excited to see Jerry get some more top-tier shots. He's gotten many in the past. He's done good enough, debatable with John, right? Beat Danny Myers. He's done pretty good. I will say he's never put it together to be a top tier. He hasn't beaten them consistently enough or explosive enough, but he's been good in this little run, and all you like to see is a guy who, like, career mid-tier, really solid, just given another opportunity to see if he's ready for top-tier stardom. And battles like this are good steps in that direction. Hope to see him with some big plates before the end of the year. And as for Footz, still opportunities. Just keep going. Dude is great, just like anyone else in this class. Even if you got him losing this battle like many do, I still think you got to be a fan of the performance. And just we'll see what the next plates are for all these guys. Klutza, Flair, Footz. We're just happy to see them battling, and I can't wait to see what these hungry new guys are able to do with more and more shots against named level competition. But it's been Jay Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like I said, let me know down in the comments below, who do you have winning between Footz and Jerry, and why? And I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.